the overture is, well, we need the overture kind of ready to go to.
Yeah, and that's the overture. So maybe we should have it right after this. We should have the vice regal ready to go right after the overture.
Yes. Yes, because we stop when they're up there, and then we do the vice regal.
Do we have time to turn on the page?
Yes.
Is that okay?
Yeah. Of course.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have my vice regal right after we do the
Okay, and so we have.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Are you guys happy with the reading?
Probably.
We're on actually. I think we're on already, right? So we're doing the vice regal in C major, right? The vice regal will be the one in C major, this one here.
Yes.
We're doing the vice regal for this one, yes. And we're doing it the E flat major,
Okay.
till Canada later on. So we need our overture ready and the vice regal suited. We have a bunch of different vice regals.
So the knapsack is right there.
Okay, what do we want to start with?
Trumpet tune? Trumpet tune? Number 1 in the wedding.
Okay, so we're gonna do it. We're gonna go through it twice.
Okay. With repeat all the time.
Yeah, with repeat. Both times. A A B B A A B B. Want a break? Get scramble air.
I might be a bit short.
Amplissime cancelari, plagetni tibi et officium incipiat.
Plaquette.
Please remain standing for the prayer of invocation, which will be given by Pastor Sarah Maggie.
Good morning. It's good to get one response. All of the major religions of the world place an emphasis on communicating with the divine through prayer or quiet contemplation, and especially so at momentous occasions. And so I cannot think of a better way to mark such a momentous occasion as this, your graduation, than to begin with a time of prayer. For those of you for whom prayer to a monotheistic God is not part of your tradition, I invite you to take the next few moments for silent reflection on the enormity of this moment and what it means for each of you here today. For those who would care to join me in prayer, I invite you into this time of devotion, each according to your tradition. Let us pray. Jesus told his friends to be light to the world. Light propagates itself, dispels darkness. It sows rays of joy and hope. It is life-giving. Holy One, our prayer and blessing for these graduates is that they may go out and be a light to this world, so that their lives might radiate your principles of love, hope, and joy for those they encounter. May we all be beacons shining in the night for those who are desperate. Jesus also said to his followers to be salt to this earth, and salt gives taste to food, but it also reduces spoilage. It is also a healing agent. And so, Holy One, our prayer and blessing for these graduates is that they may be the salt that takes away the blandness and routine living, that prevents the rottenness of hatred and greed from expanding around us, that brings compassionate healing to anguished souls that they may encounter. Creator God, help us to be worth our salt and infuse your saltiness in us so that we do not become flat and useless. You said to your friends, be the leaven to the world, bread, a staple of life, and cake, always present at celebrations, would be dull and lifeless without the tiny bits of yeast that raise it up. Without it, the dough remains inert and hard. Elsewhere in Christian scripture, we are encouraged to multiply our talents, and so you expect that we use the talents you've given us as the leavening agents in this world. Teach us, Holy One, that alone we are insignificant, but mixed with the talents of our colleagues, our community, our fellow human beings, we can lift this world out of its insipid mediocrity. May we be a bit of leaven in the bread of life, and a sign of your celebration in this life and life eternal. Amen.
Thank you, Sarah. Please be seated. I'd like to take this moment to recognize that our university sits on traditional Wolastoqey territory. The mighty river that runs just by us is known as the Wolastoq, along which live the Wolastoqey, the people of the beautiful and bountiful river. It is now my pleasure to invite Ramona Nicholas, a proud alumna of UNB, to deliver a traditional Wolastoqey welcome. Ramona.
Waliwan shall nuk masig nagamusumsug, Waliwan shall galwizid, Nildaliwis tapazov galwizitid nagigug. Good morning, everybody. I just wanted to say welcome to Wolastoqey territory, and to start off the ceremony today, I will sing a song in honor of the river, and it was a song that was translated by the late elder in residence, Gwen Bear. Stop. Congratulations, graduates.
Thank you, Ramona. I would like to take this moment to introduce the members of our platform party, and I'd ask that you direct your attention to the screens on either side of the platform. Members of the platform party include Senator Joseph Day, our Chancellor Alison McCain, members of our Board of Governors, our honorary degree recipient, professors emeriti, deans, faculty, staff, and administrators. My name is Eddie Campbell, and I'm President and Vice Chancellor of the University. Thank you all for being here today on this very, very special occasion. Mr. Chancellor, members of the Board of Governors, distinguished guests, most especially our graduates, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 189th Encaenia of the University of New Brunswick in Fredericton. Encaenia is a Greek word which means Festival of Founders. The University of New Brunswick is one of the only institutions in North America to call its spring graduation ceremonies Encaenia. In fact, the Canadian Oxford Dictionary notes that only two other universities share this reference, the University of King's College in Halifax and Oxford University in England. But the idea of Encaenia is more than just a graduation. It's also a dedication ceremony, and this event is dedicated to you, our newest graduates. As you embark on your life, full of hope and dreams, you will find that life is full of challenges. The playing field is not even, and life will not always be fair. But just as you will find challenges, you will also find opportunities. We encourage you to take up those opportunities and to make the most of them. You will certainly not always succeed. The world is full of people who will tell you they learn far more from their failures than they did from their successes. And in particular, you must not be afraid to fail. You never know what greatness or happiness you will find by doing the unexpected. Already, all over the world, our graduates are making a significant difference. They are creating positive change in their local and global communities, and today, as graduates, you follow in their footsteps, ready to do the same. We also know that you will find that living life is learning in your life is something you're going to be doing for the entire time you are alive. It is not something that will stop when you leave these halls. It is our hope that you continue to be curious, that you are always open to learn from those around you, and that you strive for greatness in everything that you do. It is an honor for us to be a part of what is one of the biggest and proudest moments of your lives to date, and I assure you, you will have many more of these. In addition to honoring you, the graduates here today, I would like for us all to take a moment to remember the parents, the partners, the family members, the friends, the small village that it takes to help our graduates reach this particular day. They too share in your accomplishments, and let's offer them our congratulations. I also want to pause and recognize that for some of our graduates, the road to this particular day and this particular moment was relatively straight. It was never straight for anyone. But for some of you, getting to this particular day, the way was full of really significant challenges, and we do think of you, and we do think of you all, and we are very proud that you are the class of 2018, worked hard, earned your place in our rich history. I'm honored to be the first to extend to you my congratulations. I would now like to draw your attention to page 20 of the program. The medals listed here will be presented during our Encaenia ceremonies. There are other medals and prizes which appear below the recipients' names in the graduation list, and these medals and prizes were presented at faculty awards ceremonies or can be picked up at their respective faculties. On behalf of the university, I want to congratulate all the recipients, and let me express our hope and our expectation that you will maintain the high standards that you have demonstrated in qualifying for these awards. I will now ask our Vice President Academic, Dr. George McLean, to assist the Chancellor, Dr. Alison McCain, with the presentation of the medals.
The Governor General's Silver Medal is one of the most prestigious awards that a student at a Canadian educational institution may receive. Today, we will present the Governor General's Silver Medal to the undergraduate student with the highest academic achievement over the duration of their program on both campuses of this university. The Governor General's Silver Medal is awarded to Ryan Smith in the Faculty of Science. Through the generosity of Her Honor, the Lieutenant Governor, a silver medal is awarded each spring to the outstanding graduating student in each of the faculties on the Fredericton campus. At this ceremony, we will present the medals in science and nursing. I would ask each recipient to come up to the platform as your name is called to receive your medal from the Chancellor. The Lieutenant Governor's Silver Medal in Science is awarded to John Mihalescu. And the Lieutenant Governor's Silver Medal in Nursing is awarded to Mallory Smith.
We will now proceed to the conferring of an honorary degree. The recipient will be presented by orator Dr. Gwendolyn Davies. Gwen.
Anne Brennan, to be Doctor of Letters. An historical novelist, poet, biographer, environmentalist, social activist, community leader, and cultural ambassador, Anne Brennan is a powerful life force and catalyst, not only in her home province of New Brunswick, but also on national and international stages. A mother of 6 and a resident of South Johnville, New Brunswick, where she and her husband maintain a farm and several businesses. She has also, over the years, not only been an active contributor to provincial initiatives, such as the New Brunswick Writers' Federation and the New Brunswick Writers in Schools program, but has also served on the board of the National Council of Welfare, the Canadian Museum of Civilization in Ottawa, and the board of the War Museum of Canada. Of Northern Irish descent, as are many New Brunswickers, a history that she explores evocatively in her 2005 historical novel, The Hawthorn Bush. Anne Brennan, in 1991, joined with Irish dairy social activist, musician, and singer-songwriter Roy Arbuckle in organizing the Inishowen Tour, a cultural exchange involving young Northern Irish musicians and artists touring this province during the Year of the Irish in New Brunswick, but including in the same tour artists and musicians from the South at a time when Irish North-South relations were tense. Out of this overall initiative, which included Anne Brennan's arranging for Northern and Southern Ireland tour members to meet in a restorative talking circle with esteemed Maliseet elder Shirley Bear of Tobic First Nation, there emerged a collaborative association between the Provincial Archives of New Brunswick and the University of Ulster in Northern Ireland, the founding of an Irish Studies program at St. Thomas University, a series of publications exploring Irish New Brunswick linkages, and a courtesy return visit of 54 New Brunswickers to Derry, the first major cultural delegation to visit the city since the Bloody Sunday Massacre of 1972. None of this, notes Roy Arbuckle of the University of Ulster, would have happened without the vision and the significant contribution of Anne Brennan, who subsequently, it might be added, helped sustain the ongoing dialogue by being a guest lecturer at the Charles Macklin Autumn School in Ireland. Brennan's first major book, The Real Klondike Kate, also associated with the early 1990s, sprang less from the Irish connection, however, than from Brennan's rootedness in Johnville, the birthplace and childhood home of the famous Catherine Ryan, known colloquially as Klondike Kate, who in the 1898 Yukon Gold Rush was the first woman to walk overland to the north on the rugged Stikine Trail, working with clergy and the Northwest Mounted Police to assist struggling miners pursuing a grubstake. Kate was to become the first female member of the Northwest Mounted Police, and in every respect reflected the self-reliance, initiative, and courage that Brennan has set as an ideal for women, not only in her own life, but in the advice that she has given in public presentations. At the age of 56, Anne Brennan embarked on an honors BA in history at UNB, graduating in 1998, followed by a UNB master's degree in environmental history in 2006. She expanded her environmental studies at Schumacher College in England, a center dedicated to exploring how to live in harmony with nature. And I might just add here that her 2014 poetry collection, Earth Carries Spirit, captures her feeling of oneness with the land. In 2004-2005, as a member of Canadem, she traveled to the Ukraine to help monitor the Orange Revolution election process there, finding herself caught in the middle of the tent city with the rebels in the Ukraine after they had won the election, isolated on the dangerous border between Belarus, Russia, and the Ukraine, and hugged by women who saw her presence as a sign that freedom from political repression might someday be possible. Interviewed in 2011 by Dr. Liz Burge of UNB in a series on women social activists of Atlantic Canada, Anne Brennan urged, and I'm quoting her, "Don't allow anyone to impose their beliefs on you. Don't allow anyone to take your power. My activism has taken many forms, and I have supported various causes, political, social, cultural, and environmental. I strongly believe that change comes about through peaceful and productive action." End of quote. In 2003, Anne Brennan received the Queen Elizabeth II Golden Jubilee Medal, honoring her for decades of public service. It is now the privilege of the University of New Brunswick, in recognition of her many contributions to her province and her country, to bestow upon her the degree of Doctor of Letters, honoris causa. Insignissime praeses, amplissime cancelleri, tota universitas, praegento vobis, Anne Brennan, ut admitatur honoris causa ad gradum doctoris in litteris in Universitate Novi Brunswicki.
Ego admitto te, Anne Brennan, honoris causa ad gradum doctoris in litteris in Universitate Novi Brunswicki. It is now my privilege and a great pleasure to invite Dr. Brennan to address our Encaenia. Anne.
Chancellor McCain, President Campbell, honored guests, graduates of the faculties of science and nursing, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Today is a most unexpected pleasure for me to be here with you. First of all, to be recognized by the University of New Brunswick with an honorary degree is an exciting and an humbling experience. Secondly, it is a sincere pleasure to address the graduates of the science and nursing programs. If you are as half as excited about this as I am, it's going to be a wonderful day. It wasn't only 2 years ago that I was in the bleachers watching my granddaughter sitting where you are today, and just a few years before that, I was in the same position you are today, too, so I know how special it is. Since President Campbell called me on a stormy day in March, I have been preparing the speech in my head. It has been an interesting journey as I struggled to find the perfect words for graduates heading out into the world today. After sleepless nights, I asked myself, what have I carried throughout my life that gave me courage? What advice would I give my children or grandchildren if they were to head out into the world in the summer of 2018? Graduates, you are about to begin your life's work in science and the healing profession. In today's modern world, you will be confronted morally, ethically, spiritually, and emotional to make decisions that challenge your values and your belief systems. Every 10 years is considered a generation change, and you represent a very different generation from mine and even from my children. But you are the brightest of the intellects. You are the millennials, and you will change and challenge our chaotic world. This is a good thing. As students of science and medicine, you have learned that out of chaos comes change. Change calls for courage, and courage creates new beginnings and creates opportunities. At 56, I decided to fulfill my lifelong dream and return to university and enter a first-year arts at this very same university. I can tell you I was pretty scared to start all over again. But when I entered the Harriet Irving Library, I couldn't believe that I could read every book in there and nobody would stop me. And I roamed the hills looking for favorite people and met a wonderful new world opening up for me. One of those ones, believe it or not, happened to be Nikola Tesla, the Serbian-American inventor and physicist and also a futurist. And he said, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think of in forms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Personally, as a writer and poet, I feel energy when I am connected to nature. This is my inspiration. Doing women's studies, I discovered a person called Hildegard von Bingen, and I carried with her even till today, listening to her music when I work in my kitchen. Another favorite that I've just discovered recently is Joseph Campbell. Campbell was a writer, a mythologist, and after decades of study and travel, said all the myths of the world were similar in origin and had a common thread. And he coined the phrase, the hero's journey. I was excited. Campbell's work set the stage and framework for 3 of the most successful movie franchises in the world, namely Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, and Star Wars. In a documentary on Campbell's life filmed by Bill Moyers, George Lucas reported that Campbell's work directly inspired the creation of the Star Wars films. He was also an influence on director Steven Spielberg and Peter Jackson. The plot line of the hero's journey is simple. Sorry, just a second. It repeats itself in every culture in the world, over and over again. A hero or heroine, like you today, goes forth from the common world into the world of supernatural wonder. Fabulous forces are encountered, and the hero wins a decisive victory. The hero comes back to the common world and bestows those benefits on his fellow man. All great stories and myths have a simple plot line. It begins with a hero and heroine. Each has his or her unique qualities, strengths, or even superpowers that they may not know they even possess. And more importantly, along the way they experience chance encounters. And then they have fearless friends to help them face the unknown. These are the qualities and strengths, or maybe even you might call them superpowers, that I have carried with me throughout my life's journey. They are love, compassion, and magic. Love is the most important and powerful, friends. My friends and I describe it as pink fluff. It feels and looks a little like a cone of cotton candy from the Fredericton exhibition, and you asked yourself, what is this strange thing? When I was a young wife in Johnville with a house full of 6 children living on a farm and the constant rumble of potato trucks bringing in the harvest, I was overwhelmed. Frances, a friend who was older and wiser, said to me, "Whatever you do in life, Anne, put love into it, and everything will be all right." It was wonderful advice, and from making bread to working in my garden, I made a continuous effort to put love into my home and my garden, and both have blossomed. My second superpower is compassion. I always have compassion for people and all living things around me. And I can only demonstrate that by telling you a story. One day I was driving to Fredericton to probably a political meeting, because I was doing that for about 20 years of my life. And I saw these 2 teenagers on the opposite side walking in the opposite direction, hitchhiking. I went to my meeting, and on the way back, they hadn't gone very far. They were just a few more miles upriver. And I wheeled the car in and picked them up and put them in the back seat and said, "You look so tired and hungry. What's your story?" So I took them to Woodstock, put them on the bus, gave them some money for food, and bought them 2 tickets to Ottawa. Passion is forgetting to tell your husband that you put the 2 tickets on the Visa card. You wouldn't be here today if you didn't have compassion. You want to fix and heal the world through nursing and science. You need compassion, and you need to take it wherever you go. My next superpower, which is really cool, is magic. And I don't mean the sleight of hand magic spelled with M-A-G-I-C. You have to add a K, the way they did in ancient times, because that's what gives it power. The power of magic lies in the ability to truly believe what you create connects to the invisible forces of energy in the universe, just as Nikola Tesla said it did. You are going to have many chance encounters along your journey. They might be chance meetings with professors who steer you in the right direction, colleagues at work, or a passing friend. Some meetings may be brief, while others will last a lifetime. Always, always acknowledge their presence with gratitude, for they are your signposts. In life, be always ready for unexpected encounters. Again, I'll demonstrate with a story because I'm a storyteller. Last fall, I was visiting my son in Washington, and I told my two grandsons that I'd treat them because that's what grandmothers do. We could go to a movie concert, but my 13-year-old grandson had a better idea. He heard about this cool new place where they had a vertical wind tunnel. So that sounds like a cool idea. So I bought him 5 tickets for his friends. Well, life got complicated. It was a long weekend, and so it ended up just my son and my grandson ended up at the iFly indoor skydiving vertical wind tunnel with 5 tickets. So, what do? After 20 minutes instructions, I got in the wind tunnel and learned to fly. I now have the iFly flight certificate hanging on my wall in my office next to my 2 degrees from University of New Brunswick, about to add a 3rd one. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Brennan. We'll now proceed to the conferring of degrees in course. May I extend to all of you here today who will graduate the warmest congratulations of your university. When you first came here as a student, you became a member of our UNB family. And today, all of this family, teachers, colleagues, friends, administrators, share in your pride in reaching this most important milestone. We are here to recognize your hard work and your sacrifice, and we are here to wish you every success and happiness in your future. We hope that you will always value what you have learned here, and that you will forever remember your alma mater with fondness and with affection. We will begin with the bachelor's degrees, to be followed by the master's and doctoral degrees. Candidates for the bachelor's degrees will be presented by the orator.
The bachelor's degrees of Science, Medical Laboratory Science, and Nursing. Candidates will remain seated for the supplication. Insignissime praeses, amplissime cancellari, supplicant senatui et vique venerabili collegio gubernatorum, baccalauri vel scaloris, in facultate scientiae, in facultate nutriciae. Quorum nomina ex studia iam rita cognitus sunt et promulgata, ut admittantur et proprium baccalauri gradum, in sua quisque facultate.
Placetni vobis senatoris, placetni gubernatoris, ut he supplicatoris admittantur.
The supplicants for the aforesaid bachelor's degrees will now stand for presentation by the orator and admission by the President. Insignissime praeses, amplissime cancellari, tota universitas, praegento vobis hosces supplictoris in supra dictus facultatibus, ut admittantur ad proprium baccalauri gradum in sua quisque facultate, testorca illos quod omnia cae statuta nostra requirent aptos et idoneos essa.
Ego admitto vos ad gradum baccalaureae in Universitati Novi Brunswicki.
You will now proceed in your assigned order onto the dais for individual acceptance. The Dean of Science, Dr. Gary Saunders, will present the science diplomas. Bachelor of Science with First Class Honors, Courtney Charlotte Allen. Amar Kumar Bardwaj. Megan Elizabeth Blanchard. Courtney Lee Boyne. Alvin Kwan Chan. Kevin Donald Como. Jian Yushrina Damu. Dustin Roy Douglas Fraser. Patrick O'Brien Gallagher. Camille Garceau. Eric William John Gates. Julie Ann Hanscom. Kristen Ann Hawks. Natalie Helen Bernice Hearn. Sydney Marie Hetherington. Haley Lydia Johnson. Derek Glenn Kirby. Adele Kremenchusky. Jamie Ann Levitt. Rachel Marion Messer. John Thomas Mihalescu. Jenna Louise Miller. Andrew Joseph Mulholland. Jacqueline Chelsea Ritalik. Lua Samini. Ryan Leslie Smith. William James Woodley. Gaith Zamzam. A Bachelor of Science with Honors, Efideo Abel Adabite. Graham Andrew Atwood. Charlotte Ann Brown Bartlett. Amy Alexandria Brown. Laura Elizabeth Clark. Catherine Sarah Ann Cripps. Ryan Curry Dean. Zachary Darren Borden DeLong. Alexandra Emily DeShaw. Livia Isabella Daphne Furland. Laura Erin Mary Kay. Vaiseth Long. Sander Kays Manley. Alexander David McKenzie. Miranda Grace O'Blennis. Kelsey Ann Quinlan. Mark Wesley Richardson. Brianna Rachel Robinson. Prima Sarkar. Andrew Thomas Spindler. Alexa Mary Elizabeth Stack Mills. Emma Ann Wistaff. Cindy Marie Woodworth. Bachelor of Science with Distinction, Chanel Boulay Aikens. Bachelor of Science, First Division, Samuel Luciano Boglio. Taylor Lee Burke. Claudia Elizabeth Cullinan. Courtney Ann Donovan. Gabrielle Emma Gervais. Tiffany June Glover. Heather Mackenzie Harris. Eric Dion Young. Amber Erin Kelly. Robin Isabella Walker McDonald. Amberly Kara Skull. Alicia Hema Tungchun. Monica Ashnat Tungchun. Bailey Jane White. Bachelor of Science, Joel Arthur Arsenault. Annalise Gisela Bruce. Holly Ann Gillis Chapman. Lucas Evan Clark. Kayla Dawn Cormier. Devin Ronald Costello. Joanna May Eatman. Emma Blair Everett. Vanessa Louise Foreman. Chelsea Marie Gates. Courtney Page Gill. Max Randolph George Hennick. Madeline Claire Hold. Rachel Erin Hudson. Rachel Ann Lawson. Gabrielle Marie Leblanc. Byron Hunter Legros. Bracken Elise Lavat. Jen Lee. Megan Mary Bernetta McCauley. Taylor Bond McDonald. Michaela Jane McNeil. Jason Robert Manley. Brendan James Menzies McCauley. Patrick William Mulholland. Shayna Marisa Persad. Tristan Stephen Robertson. Sarah Rosalie Shaw. Tianqi Shen. Brooke Elisa Stewart. Elena Astasia Earhart. Bachelor of Medical Laboratory Science, First Division, Jinghao Yan. Bachelor of Medical Laboratory Science, Danica Nicole Sherast. Donald Dupont. Shaima Basim Ghanem. Lauren Michaela Priest. Nicola Lynn Sellers. Courtney Rachel Williams. This concludes the granting of the Bachelor of Science degrees. The Dean of Nursing, Dr. Patricia Seaman, will present the nursing diplomas. Bachelor of Nursing, First Division, Kayla Cynthia Chantel Beck. Amy Joy Brendamore. Rachel Ann Brown. Hannah Marie Dowell. Kaylee Evelyn Fitzpatrick. Amelia Elizabeth Foley. Bertina Catherine Holloway. Heather Linda Ibbotson. Jessica Ann Ketch. Rebecca Emily Larson. Cassidy Ray Lawrence. Nicole Elizabeth LeBlanc. Gregory James Legier. Claire Evelyn Logan. Melody Kristen Murray. Julia Colleen O'Brien. Gail Yvonne O'Kane. Darcy Elizabeth O'Reilly. Danielle Phelan. Mallory Lorraine Smith. Bachelor of Nursing, Nicole Queen Cagney Abraham. Charles Thomas Bjorndal. Brittany Sarah Case. Rebecca Melanie Como. Michaela Carey Cooper. Elizabeth Tess Dell. Danielle Marie Doran. Melissa Anna Doucette. Candace Olivia Hannah Gauvin. Michaela Dale Francis Hallahan. Rebecca Christina Jackshaw. Hannah Olivia Jane Krawchuk. Annika Lizette Latouche. Katarina Marie Leckborg. Michaela Ann Rose McKenney Mason. Brittany Jazine Michaud. Jasmine Elizabeth Burchison Purley. Nicolette Denise Noel. Sarah Rose Peter Paul. Leslie Dawn Price. Marina Bailey Ritchie. Leah Marie Robinson. Taylor Don Robinson. Allison Jane Short. Zoe Toner. Jane Lynn Williams. Whitney Jean Yap. This concludes the granting of the Bachelor of Nursing degrees.
Congratulations to you all. I confess I feel a special affection for our nursing grads since I actually married a nurse. That makes me the smart one. In any event, we will now pass to the conferring the master's degree in course. The candidates will be presented by our Dean of Graduate Studies, Drew Rendell.
Mercifully, we don't wear these things every day. It's a great pleasure to present the candidates for the master's degrees of science in nursing. Candidates will remain seated for this application. Insignissime praeses, amplissime cancellare, supplicant senatui et vic venerabile collegio gubernatorum, I baculaure vel scholares in facultate scientiae, in facultate nutriciae, quorum nomina ac studia emerite cognita sunt et promulgate ut admittantur et proprium magistri gradum in sua quisque facultate.
Placete vobis senatoris, placete gubernatoris, uti supplicatoris admittantur.
Placet. The supplicants for the aforesaid master's degrees will now please stand for admission by the President. Insignissime praeses, amplissime cancellare, tota universitas, praesento vobis osce supplicatores in supradictas facultatibus, ut admittantur ad proprium magister gradum in sua quisque facultate, testorque illos quod omnia qua statuta nostra recurrant aptos et idoneos esse.
Ego admittos vos ad gradum magistri in Universitati Novi Brunswick.
You may now join us on stage for individual acceptance. Dr. John Kershaw, the Associate Dean of Graduate Studies, will present the master's diplomas. For the degree of Master of Science, Emily Lauren Albright. Nadine Marie Arsenault. Zoe Gabrielle O'Malley. Emily Marion Palmer. Allison Kathleen Power. Patatasiri Rungsikitpo. Stephanie Carly Simmons. For the degree of Masters of Nursing, these graduates include the first set of graduates from our partnership with Humber College Institute of Technology and Advanced Learning in Toronto. Juanita Rose Ella Bork. Emily Eco et Cubanez. Amy Lillian Jackson. Melissa Alexandra Kemp. Eleanor Lily Kenny. Holly Nancy Knight. Melissa Dawn Morgan. Sushil Kumar Sharma. This concludes the granting of master's degrees in course.
We will now confer the degrees of Doctor of Philosophy. The candidates will be presented by Dr. Rendell.
Thank you. It's a great pleasure to present the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, the highest degree awarded by the university. One of the candidates is with us this morning, making it a singularly special ceremony. And I would ask that candidate, please, to stand for the supplication. Insignissime praeses amplissime cancellare supplicant senatui et vic venerabile collegio gubernatorum. Anthony Leon Einfeld, Biology. Aaron Paul Frenette, Biology. Ronald Joseph Massawe, Earth Sciences. Azam Sultani Denavi, Earth Sciences. Magistri vel baculaure ut admittantur ad gradum philosophiae doctoris.
Placetni vobis senatores, placetni gubernatores, uti supplicatores admittantur.
Placet. I'd ask the candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy to please step forward before the dais for admission. Insignissime praeses amplissime cancellare tota universitas praesento vobis osce supplicatores ut admittantur ad gradum philosophiae doctores testorque illos, quod omnia quae statuta nostra requirant aptos et idonios esse.
Ego admitto vos ad gradum philosophiae doctoris in Universitati Novi Brunswicki.
You may now join us on the dais for individual acceptance. Anthony Leon Einfeld, to be Doctor of Philosophy in Biology for a thesis entitled Evolution in the North Atlantic, Processes Shaping Spatial Patterns of Genetic Diversity in Introduced Intertidal Invertebrates. This concludes the granting of degrees in course.
Well, congratulations to all our graduates here today. Please note that an English translation of your diploma has been placed inside the folder behind the attachment in the case you don't know Latin. I would like to now invite Jill Jolino, President of our Associate Alumni, to welcome our new alumni. Jill.
Your Honor, Mr. Chancellor, honorary degree recipient Ann Brennan, President Campbell, distinguished guests, family and friends of UNB, and most important, the reason to be here today, good afternoon, good morning, graduates. We're getting close to afternoon. I love being here. It's an honor to share this much anticipated and special day with you, so congratulations again. Traditionally, as part of the graduation ceremony, the president of the UNB Associated Alumni would offer a few words of welcome as you transition from students to alumni. In recent years, the Alumni Association decided to change things up a bit and enlisted help from fellow members of the alumni family to deliver our welcome message. Please direct your attention to the two large screens. Now, thanks.
When we say we're proudly UNB, we're not just saying we went there.
We're saying we're part of something. Something big, something strong, something deep, transformational,
Lifelong.
Something that has allowed me to take on the world, to discover my passions, strengths, to wake up every day and do what I love.
to be part of something special, a global community.
To network, socialize.
To celebrate our accomplishments together as UNB grads.
And now, it's your turn to make your mark.
Your connection to UNB is not something you leave behind you.
It's something you take with you.
Something you cherish and nurture.
Something you shine brightly. Something you say loudly.
Proudly. You are UNB's greatest ambassadors.
No matter where you go, who you meet, or what you do,
Stay connected.
UNB is a part of us, who we are and who you've just become.
You will always be proudly UNB.
Welcome.
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 Welcome to the alumni family.
In 2000, the UNB Associated Alumni introduced a new UNB tradition, the presentation of alumni pins to new graduates. We hope this pin will carry the individual memories of a life-changing experience at UNB and serve as a reminder that when you combine an ambitious goal and personal dedication, you can attain anything. Maybe more importantly, the pin is a symbol that you were, you are, and you will always be part of our family. We are a family of 87,000 strong who work to better our world each and every day, and we hope you wear your pin with pride. We know you leave UNB with more knowledge, a greater sense of community, and the potential to make a significant difference in the quality of your own lives and the lives of those you touch as you take the next step in life's journey. UNB alumni are world-class leaders, innovators, healers, teachers, and pioneers. We know that you will make your own mark on the world, and we cannot wait to see what you will do. Congratulations on a job well done, and once again, welcome to the alumni family. I invite the members of the UNB alumni to present the alumni pin.
Thank you, Jill. Once again this year, the graduating class has asked that the valedictory be presented at Encaenia. The valedictorian for this ceremony is Kayla Beck from Oakville, Ontario, who received her Bachelor of Nursing degree here today. Kayla, I invite you to address our Encaenia.
$1,350. It's been 1,350 days since we walked into our first university lecture hall and received our first course syllabus. It was 1,350 days ago that first sense of dread set in after reading those syllabus and realizing that there was a seemingly never-ending list of readings, assignments, presentations, labs, and tests that were to be completed before our final exams, and they were only 3 months away. At the end of that 1,350-day journey, we took a short walk across this stage together as the graduating class of 2018. So graduates, please join me in welcoming our esteemed guests, faculty, deans, parents, and friends to UNB's 189th Encaenia ceremony. So speaking of those family and friends, I'd like to take a moment and reintroduce you to your graduate. As it's altogether possible, you haven't seen them since September 2014. I think I speak for all of us when I thank you for the love and support you have shown us over the years as you celebrated our successes, challenged us to meet all of our goals, and and prevented our many near mental breakdowns. The past 4 years have taken strangers and turned them into friends. We have supported each other through failures, fatigue, and frustration. We have collaborated where we were each other's cheerleaders. We celebrated each other's successes. Everyone in nursing knew that my favorite study spot was Second Cup. When I walked in, I could always find a fellow UNB student. You know, the one with the piles of textbooks, papers spread out everywhere, laptops out, headphones in, always crowding the spots near the power outlets. Well, what you might not have known is I always depended on you to be there. Whether it was a question, to borrow something I'd forgotten, or to spend just a few moments getting your sage advice on how to survive the UNB experience. Graduates, I want to thank all of you for the compassion, patience, and kindness that you have shown each and every one of us. Even one person in one moment with one smile can make a world of difference. Our shared experiences have brought us together, but it is our memories that will keep us together as we begin to walk our separate paths as we leave here today. As each graduate begins to tell you their story of their time here at UNB, they may all sound very similar. But the details of our individual moments contain unique inside jokes, favorite professors, best study spots, and #lit parties. I would like to share some quotes with you from Tim Minchin that outline some of the lessons I learned here at UNB that did not come out of one of my 20-pound textbooks. Number 1, be a teacher. Share your ideas. Don't take your education for granted. Take what you've learned and share it. Number 2, we have a tendency to define ourselves in opposition to things. Try to express your passion for the things you love. Try to be pro stuff, not just anti stuff. And number 3, life is best filled by learning as much as you can, about as much as you can, taking pride in whatever you're doing, having compassion, sharing ideas, running, and being enthusiastic. Whether you are a science or nursing graduate, you are walking away having learned your own lessons, obtained specialized skills, and discovered new dreams, all which were inspired by your time here at UNB. I challenge you all to take everything that you've learned during your time here and inspire change. Stand up and stand out. Graduates, our future is right now. Whether you're accepting your first job offer or applying to postgraduate programs, we are starting the next chapter in our stories. As we turn the final page of our UNB story, recognize that we are walking away different people. This experience has changed us, and not just our waistlines. We have grown so much during our time here at UNB. We now have the confidence to do anything, the wisdom to always challenge the status quo, and the knowledge required to make a real difference in our communities, our provinces, our country, and on a global stage. It is imperative that you all remember that your stories are worth telling and other stories are worth listening to. Thank you all for letting me be a part of your story.
Thank you, Kayla. On behalf of the Chancellor, the Board of Governors, the Senate, and the faculty and staff, I extend to all who have received their degrees here today our most sincere congratulations on your achievement and our very best wishes for your future. This time I'd like to offer a special thanks to the St. John String Quartet, David Adams, Danny Sametz, Christopher Buckley, and Sonia Adams, trumpeter Robert Dutton for providing the music for our 189th Encaenia. Thank you so much. Always a treat. There is a small army of people who volunteer and work hard behind the scenes to try and ensure that this is a great day for all of the graduates and the people who have gathered here to celebrate your accomplishments. Could we have a round of applause for those who have tried to make this a great ceremony? At the conclusion of this ceremony, everyone is cordially invited to attend an Encaenia tea. It'll be held in the Alberta Alumni Reception Centre, which is on the first floor of this building, 4 floors down. A photo booth has been set up down there to help you capture more memories with your family and your friends. It is now my pleasure to invite Madhu Kantakuri, who is a student in the Faculty of Engineering, to come onto the platform and lead us in the singing of O Canada. I would ask that everyone rise and remain in your places until the academic procession has retired. Madhu.